Forget what you knew about regulation. In APAC, the rules are being rewritten faster than the players can blink. Dear guests, for our closing session for the day, we chose the bold topic, regulate this, compliance, control, and competition in Asia. Here to welcome us to the most unpredictable regulatory arena in the world is our moderator, Eugenio Accongiagioco, Managing Director at APAC Management Consultancy. His edge? He sees strategies, successes, and most importantly, mistakes of 100 companies, so you don't have to. Eugenio, the stage is yours.
Wow, that was one introduction. Thank you very much. I'm Eugenio Accongiagioco, just Eugene is much easier. I am the Managing Director of APAC Management Consultancy. We do acquisitions and exits and consulting for regulations and growth strategies for forex brokers and digital asset providers. I will be your moderator today for this regulatory panel. I will immediately start by asking each speaker to introduce themselves.
Hello, good afternoon. I am Liisa. I'm the Chief Growth Officer of Macro Global Markets. I've been in the expansion and regulatory space of Southeast Asia for the past 7 years now. And I think that will do for the, for the good topic.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sivakumar. I work as the APAC Legal Director for Sumsub. Sumsub provides one verification and identity solution globally. Yeah, that's a short intro about me.
Hi, everyone. My name's Paul. I'm the Managing Partner of a law firm called Holley Nethercote in Australia. And we're one of the leading firms in the crypto space and the derivative space. And we're a financial services regulatory firm in a couple of states with about 37 of us, and also I'm the chair of the board for the Digital Economy Council, which is the peak industry body representing the digital economy, so crypto businesses and others.
Hi everyone, I'm Lydia and I'm from Crypto.com. I am our lead regulatory counsel covering all things regulation from APAC all the way to the Middle East. Crypto.com, I'm proud to say, is one of the most licensed exchanges. I'm proud to say we hold over, I think, 150 licenses and authorizations, and happy to be here today.
Hi everyone, my name is Chokri. I'm from MH Markets. We are a brokerage firm operating from Dubai, and we are offering CFDs products.
Thank you, everyone. So we have a very nice mix of expertise today. I would like to start with a little game of rapid-fire questions. I will just ask some questions. I would like you to answer with just 1-2 words, or you can pass if what I ask is not in your line of work. I will start, we will go this way. Best crypto exchange jurisdiction?
Singapore.
Singapore.
I live in Australia, so I'm going Australia. It is not easy, but it is possible.
As someone that covers, many jurisdictions in APAC and the Middle East, I have to skip on this question.
Diplomatic.
I will skip also.
Biggest regulatory headache right now? Licensing, data privacy, AML?
For Southeast Asia perspective, licensing.
Yeah, for me, it is always AML. Getting a license, I believe it's easy, but complying is something, is a big headache.
I think in Australia, licensing, that's all changing right now.
As an exchange with many licenses, I might have to say AML. I think AML is seeing, it's got its time in the spotlight right now. I think a number of jurisdictions are approaching their FATF mutual evaluation, and we're seeing AML be a big focus from regulators.
For me, is licensing.
Okay, thank you. Next question, 1 or 2 words most, and most 3, okay? Answer. For retail brokers, so for them, the biggest compliance cost right now, is it like technology, legal counsel, client acquisition, marketing?
Marketing as a retail broker.
I'll pass.
in Australia, retail brokers have to impose a question set that makes it very hard for retail clients to open an account. So I presume the main cost would be cost of acquisition is going up in Australia. That is not one or two words, I apologise.
For us, it's legal.
Staffing?
Okay, okay. Most unpredictable regulator in Southeast Asia?
My goodness. I would say Indonesia.
I'll say Philippines.
Okay, interesting choice.
I would say Australia.
I think they're all unpredictable at the moment. It all seems like they're trying to race to the top. Everyone's trying to come up with a robust framework, and everyone's trying to one-up each other. So I'm finding all of them relatively unpredictable.
Too diplomatic, I want one name.
Australia, then.
Okay.
UAE.
UAE, okay. So AI in compliance, this is something we will discuss later because it's not just about compliance. AI, of course, is a big topic, but in one word, is it going to accelerate or complicate the compliance process? By complicate, I mean because of the potential new frauds also that could be created. I mean, AI can be also used in a malicious way. So it will accelerate on one side, but also complicate the job for AML, KYC. Yeah, I can ask long question, even though you have to give the short answer. But for example, I've seen among my clients already cases of clients that were completely fabricated. So everything existed, everything was completely fabricated. And in some cases, they even passed the test with the video KYC and stuff. So it's becoming very challenging. I also saw cases where some CFO within companies were replaced by virtual copies to give instructions to send out payments. And they were completely fake, including their voice and their accent. Please, short questions though.
And the question was?
The question was, AI will accelerate or complicate the compliance process?
I would say it creates more opportunities. So it will accelerate, but create a lot of more opportunities for technology.
Yeah, of course, I agree with her. In compliance, AI will definitely be handy. It will accelerate. It will become a shield if used properly. There needs to be a proper usage. It has to be used responsibly.
I think later it will accelerate. Now it helps us be more thorough.
Yes, very good one. Yes.
Accelerate. I think we're seeing regulators push for, safe and robust adoption. I think even in Hong Kong, the banking regulator has issued guidance on how banks are meant to be using AI and transaction monitoring. So accelerate.
Thank you.
I think technology will always accelerate.
Thank you. Client acquisition costs. I already know your answer and you're right, but is it rising or is it falling? In your main markets?
As a retail broker in Southeast Asia market, as to put it into context because it's a wide world, I would say it is rising.
I mean, as a KYC solution provider, tech solution provider, we see that it's actually rising.
Yeah, so it's rising. I think in percentage terms, for every 100 applicants to a retail applicants in an Australian broker, it can be in the teens that actually get through the onboarding process.
That's already a lot compared to other countries.
I agree. It has to be rising. I think, Paul alluded to the number of disclosures we need to make to retail clients, and definitely rising.
Same here. It's rising.
This one is a bit more technical, so some of you will be more familiar than others. But one phenomenon that I'm observing more and more is the more and more rising of the real world asset tokenization. So which one do you think is the best jurisdiction right now? I mean, typically Hong Kong and Dubai are considered among the top, but if you, I wanted to ask to each of you, what do you think about it? If you're familiar with it, of course.
Briefly familiar, but I would say that just as a surprise for everyone, maybe Malaysia actually is also doing tokenization quite well, but not in a mainstream yet. So probably Singapore is still leading the game in Southeast Asia for RAWA as per se, and it creates a sandbox. So I would say Singapore.
I mean, most of the regulators in the region have shown their interest, but when I see that the kind of requests we get from the clients from this side, they are mostly based in Dubai or UAE side. I think that's where the real action is happening in this, in this domain.
We get inquiries a lot and we turn away a lot in Australia. You need what's called a managed investment scheme license to do real-world asset tokenization. It's hard to get secondary market liquidity. A few weeks ago, Treasury issued exposure draft legislation to introduce what's called a tokenized custody platform that won't make it easier. It will be an additional license requirement to a managed investment scheme. So it's going to be more complicated in the future, but it's already pretty complicated now. And tokenization projects in Australia that are testing using the technology that's been around for a long time, they're testing projects and it's not working because banks refuse to come to the party because of the crypto element. So there's a few barriers in Australia at the moment, but it's not impossible, it's just tricky.
Thank you.
I think it really depends on what you're looking to tokenize, right? So depending on the real world assets. So say if you're looking to tokenize securities, Hong Kong, Singapore, very, very clear frameworks, lots of certainty for platform issuers. So
no, I was referring more to like real estate, gold, precious stones, and other, let's say,
I mean, even gold, right? HSBC managed to do tokenized gold in Hong Kong on their Orion blockchain. So Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. Okay.
For me, it's I believe Dubai, they are offering many licensing, many options now, and I believe it's the best now.
Okay. We are not doing one towards, so we are getting a bit longer. So I will start maybe elaborating on some of the questions that we're asking. So for example, now we were talking about Hong Kong for RWA assets. There were some pressure from mainland China towards Hong Kong recently in that sense, and I think, but I might be wrong, I see a bit of a shift towards Dubai. In that sense, is this the same thing you see?
Yeah, we're seeing players move to Dubai a lot, try to get licensed with VARA.
And do you think the exchanges can help for like secondary market for RWA, or they will be extremely selective on what they get on board?
I mean, we're definitely pushing for that play. So if anybody wants to list anything with us, do let me know. Reach out to me.
Okay. Okay, so one topic that seemed very interesting is I wanted to know a bit more about the AI, because as we talked about the potential for fraud, but also I think there is, for example, potential to introduce AI to do to scanning, and but from a regulatory perspective, there is another aspect of AI that there will be more and more companies trying to use AI for sales to replace sales staff or customer support. Of course, that creates huge compliance and monitoring issues because I mean, the AI robot is not certified by the regulator. So, do you think that this is going to this is something going to grow, or in most countries the regulator is just going to stop the process of using AI sales and customer support even before it becomes a thing?
All right. So we just. The first panel of the day was about AI and the trading and etc. So I will be using some of the content from there in case someone will missed it. So KYC, in terms of KYC and having using AI in there and implementing AI tools, relation with the regulators, I think it will be very beneficial for the company's sake and the kind of business-wise for brokerages to actually have more AI tools implemented, but it needs to be with a purpose, right? And sometimes AI is this like lit of a buzzword. We want to implement it in there, and like make ourselves hip and that's not only applicable for financial services company, but I think in almost everywhere. What was something that we discussed about as well with the regulator perspective is that as long as you can be transparent with whatever tool you're implementing, as long as you have a reasonable explanation, why are you replacing human and how do you actually have that regulatory standard implemented into that AI or that tool, I don't see how it will be super alarming. Alarming.
I'm sure you will have an answer to that.
Alarming, but because it's an internal system, right? As long as you can prove it and monitor and don't let it go out of hand, I would encourage.
Okay, so not sure about the sales, but I have seen regulatory guidance for the usage of AI in the banking and the financial services sector. Last year, MAS, the Singapore regulator, has given guidance. As long as you use this solution responsibly, we don't have a problem. But there has to be audit trail. I mean, if you are going to rely 100% on this solution to give you, for example, if he is going to declare a person, a politically exposed person, there has to be a reason. You just can't rely on this technology just for the sake of that technology as adopter. There has to be a reason. There has to be an explanation. And the way scam or the fraudulent transactions are happening in the financial services sector, I truly believe this solution, the AI, will become real handy, right? It will act as a shield for the financial services sector, and it will be cheaper for them to implement it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Just two comments from me. The first one is obviously anyone rolling out client-facing AI solutions, there's a whole lot of issues that they all know they have to deal with around where the data is, how privacy laws are complied with. One of the privacy law requirements in Australia is that you disclose automated decision making. So a bot, if it sounds and looks like a human that's doing cold calls, for example, would need to say that it's not a human. And that's challenging to some clients that have developed these bots that are so realistic. They don't want to tell people. And so, yeah, that's one point. The other one is there's a record-keeping issue from a regulatory standpoint when you use AI to record a meeting. So that's your inside of the business side of the fence, I guess. And if a regulator asks for your records of a meeting, that would include the transcript, the audio, video recording if you still have it, and then your settled summary. And so I think there's a lot of issues to work through. But so that's something that everyone who's rolling out services would already know. I guess I've yet to find a customer-facing AI bot that I haven't been able to get to breach the law. So it's not hard to get them to breach the law, as in give financial product advice or do something they're not allowed to do. It's very easy.
You have already seen this happening from Australian licensed
I have not found one that I couldn't break so far.
Sounds like a challenge. So I think in Hong Kong, we're seeing similar to what MAS are doing. We're seeing guidance from the regulators. I think regulators know what's happening. They know everybody's adopting AI. It's only a matter of time. So the SFC, the HKMA, they have all come out with guidance as to how, licensed corporations should be using AI responsibly. Some guidance around when you have humans in the loop just to, monitor the process a little bit. So I think it's happening. We're seeing mass adoption.
Thank you. Will you?
Yes, for me, the use of AI, it will help especially retail brokers in not everything, but it's few things like to reduce the mistakes maybe on daily operations. But in client support or sales, I still don't believe in AI.
You do not believe in AI?
No.
Okay. As in, you don't believe that it will bring a big transformation, or you believe that it will do more damage than
No,
benefit?
for me, for example, if I receive a call from AI, I hang up.
Okay, you do not trust it personally. If you
Yes. So
yeah,
you need always the human interaction with the clients and to help them and build the relationship.
Okay. I will just try to drive the AI crazy with strange questions because that's just funny. I wanted to ask you, Paul, about because you're wearing two hats. You are not only the best regulatory lawyer in Australia, but also you are the chair of the DECA, who advises the government on legislation for digital assets. So if you can give us some notes about what is coming to Australia.
Okay, thank you. So the law, the Treasury in Australia has just released a proposal to regulate crypto exchanges who hold digital assets on behalf of other people. So they're regulating crypto custody, and they've divided into two categories. One is holding like Bitcoin or other sort of standard crypto assets in a custodial way, and the other is holding tokens that represent a claim on an underlying asset. And so that came out a few weeks ago. Also, regulating stablecoins came out a few weeks ago. And government, in its creative wisdom, has decided not to call them stablecoins, but has decided to call them an interest in a tokenized stored value facility, because that sounds better.
Because
we don't
there
want
was
to do
nothing
any
longer.
harmonization with any other jurisdictions.
Clearly.
Want to come out strong with our own language. Anyway.
Lawyers will have a job to explain what it is.
Yeah. And to be honest, Treasury are amazing. They're working very hard and they're aware of these issues. So I don't want to disparage them. They're incredibly brilliant. But anyway, the transition timeline is going to be, if it passes through Parliament next year, then we're going to have a 12-month commencement period, a 12-month period before it commences, and then there'll be a time for everyone to apply for licenses. That said, that's the new regime. Right now, people are applying for licenses. ASIC is in the process of clarifying its view on where the regulatory perimeter is. And at the same time, AML-CTF reforms wash through Australia next year. So we'll talk maybe later about the travel rule and value transfers and things like that. So that all comes next year. So it's a big year of regulation. Over the next 2 years for Australia, there's a lot of regulation coming.
Thank you. This is one thing that you say in Australia, but that is a bit everywhere. So there is, while in Europe, of course, there is pros and cons. There is the MiCA and, of course, the MiFID for CFDA Forex brokers. But the framework is kind of similar, let's say, across Europe, even though MiCA would probably not allow the same degree of passporting that the MiFID allowed for Forex broker. But still, instead, Asia and Asia Pacific is particularly fragmented in terms of regulation, particularly for the digital asset world. In every possible sense, from the way they name the products to the name they name the services to what kind of license you need to apply. Something like staking could be a financial service, could be something more related to banking, depending on the country. So, do you think that? I wanted to ask first of all, if you see that the countries that you follow, which countries do you think are leading, in the sense that they are the ones that are copied the most by other countries in Asia Pacific? And if you think that there will be at some point a process where all this legislation, I will not say that they will be unified, but at least they will start using similar terms across several countries, or this is never going to happen, it's getting worse? I will start from you.
I think, we say that the landscape is really fragmented, but if we strip it all down and we take it back to its principles, we are starting to see convergence, right? Like even with the welcome, introduction of regulation in Australia, what they're really coming down to is, even with the new framework, if an existing digital asset was going to display characteristics that was like a traditional security per se, then the existing financial product rules would apply, right? So if we're not thinking about the different ways that, we're naming the tokens or using the terminology, I do think at the very, very heart of it and the core of it, regulators are still adopting that same risk, same product, same
Utility
principle.
versus security. Yeah.
Yeah. So I hear you when you say the landscape seems fragmented, but actually we are starting to see convergence.
Okay,
I
that's
do
good.
think that at the heart of all the regulators' regimes, it's really just the investor protection guardrails, right? So how are they amping that up to meet the local requirements? So I think soon we'll see convergence. Maybe not unified, but convergence.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone?
I think it's just about as a business operating in Asia, you would just need to navigate the different terminologies. Like every Southeast Asia country as well has crypto actually licensed in some ways, right? Even and as well CFTs is licensed there in India and everywhere, right? So it's about understanding and going to the local mindset. How do you go about it? And then if you navigate this, then I would say that there is some correlations. Will there be a passport? Probably not.
And what about the technology challenge in across the jurisdiction? I wanted to ask about this and about the travel rule because still not completely implemented. So do you think that we are going in a certain direction for that?
I mean, as a technology service provider, we do see, there are some challenges, in APAC. Not all the countries have implemented the travel rule. There are some countries like Singapore, Hong Kong, India, even Japan, right? They have, clear-cut guidelines. This is the requirement. When you transfer a fund, you have to identify, verify both the sender and the receiver. There are clear-cut guidelines, and for a platform, it gets very easier. At the same time, when this platform is offering the solution in other countries, like for example Thailand, Vietnam, and Philippines, where the regulation are still being, still are evolving, right? So it gets difficult for them to, create a one unified product, right? So in those cases, we have seen clients who are coming to us saying, look, we have two products here, two systems here. One for the country which are accepting the travel rule, and second for the country which are not, right? So it gets very difficult for us. So for us, we get them a solution, right? For Sumsub, we have an inbuilt system where you have to just plug in our solution for travel rule compliant country, and those countries which are not compliant, we are providing them a different solution. So what I see over here is, look, there is regulatory fragmentation, diversity here, right? But you also have automated solutions, online platforms offering these automated solutions. The regulated entities, the reporting entity, they can utilize this solution to comply with this regulation wherever it is available. And those countries where it is not available, I mean, to be 100% compliant, they can just wait and watch and so roll out the solution when it's ready.
Thank you. This was not in my list of questions, but you made me curious. What's wrong with Philippines?
So Philippines, the regulators, they are promoting the usage of travel rule, right? They want the crypto exchanges to promote, but there are no
The capital exchange. Sorry?
travel rule.
Yes. Yes.
But there are no clear-cut guidelines. There are no technical interoperability guidelines in place, right? So if I'm a VASP offering the solution over there, for me, I'm clueless which part of the guideline I have to look into. And the second part is, though they are promoting the usage of travel rule, still there are no action taken by the regulator for implementation, right? So that's a challenge in Philippines.
Thank you. Thank you. I wanted to shift to the attention to the fact that I think there are more and more brokers and digital asset providers looking at Dubai as a jurisdiction for their regulation and also as a market. In fact, Dubai has always been there as a market with local players. But now I seem to notice, I might be wrong, a phenomenon where international brokers are flocking to Dubai to target the local market and also, of course, applying for the local license, not always, but typically. And at the same time, this is increasing competition. And the local providers in Dubai now, the one that are, let's say, locally funded, they found themselves in a more competitive landscape, and vice versa, they are trying to go abroad and to explore other markets. But when they go, sometimes they find that, you know, the terms with the spreads and IBs and whatever, they are already at a competitive place. So I will start from you, if I may ask. What do you think about this?
Yes. It's like Dubai, it's like a trend for a broker. Before, like FCA in UK, all the broker, they are getting the license FCA because it's have good reputation. And then with the restrictions and that license, people, they are moving to SISIC, and then after SISIC to Dubai. Now Dubai offering many licenses for the financial services, many categories, and the competition is very tough. Yes, everyone is there, and I believe it's now, for example, for a retail broker in CFDs. Before in UAE, there is no regulation for that specific products. They're just copying whatever they have in stock market to the retail broker CFDs. So it's getting much better, easy to apply for the license. And yes, most of the broker before they just have a representative office there, and now they are shifting to license from the ESCA. It's most of them, they have apply for category 5 to
explain for a second. So category 5 is for introducing business to
yes.
IOSCO member countries, and
Yes.
type 1 is instead of the main license.
Yes, correct. So most of you need legal presence to operate from Dubai, and then for the brokerage firm, they need to apply, the minimum is category 5 to introduce business to another entity, even outside of the country. There are a new wave now, it's going to the category 1. So the numbers are, let's say, 4 years ago, it was like 10, 11 companies, they have the category 1. Now it's more than 20.
And the capital requirement is something like 30 million.
30 million dirham.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Crypto.com was one of the first companies to be licensed by VARA. What is your experience?
It's been good, and as you say, there is definitely a trend of other players moving to get licensed in the region. I think a lot of players were under the misconception that because VARA was welcoming, that they wouldn't be tough, and a number of them are realizing now that VARA is actually tougher than they thought. Recently, actually, VARA did enforce against one of their, there was an AML enforcement action. So I think, VARA are definitely changing the narrative a little bit. They're saying we are welcoming, but you need to take us seriously.
Thank you. Paul, do you see any process in Australia about many companies going to Dubai from Australia to as a base for non-Australian clients?
I wouldn't say heaps, because a lot of them, I'd say the focus right now is the US. A lot of our clients are just, I talked about it yesterday, they see this as a window of opportunity, and that window will close, and that could happen at any time. And while the window is open, they're all going nuts trying to set up in the US. But Dubai and the US seem to be where everyone's going, from what I anecdotally hear through the industry. Yeah.
Okay. Crypto.com is applying for a banking license, right?
Are we? I didn't realize.
It was on the press.
In the US, you mean?
Yes. The window of opportunity is the life of the president, I would say.
Not even shorter than that. It could be, who knows?
So, thank you. One aspect that is always a challenge for brokers and digital asset providers is about payments. And of course, regulations make it harder because many markets from which the brokers attract clients are in places that have either restrictions on the financial service itself or simply or additionally on the currency conversion, like in the case of mainland China. I hope there is no one from mainland China today to listen. And but this has, of course, increased more and more the risk categorization of this payment for the processor. So there is a very high cost now to process, so much so that in most countries, brokers switched to nearly complete deposits and withdrawals with USDT. So I was wondering if you think that this thing of the USDT is sustainable in the long term. Do you think that there is space for more solutions or different solutions to become available for brokers, or any other way to reduce the cost of the payments? It also, of course, constitutes not just a cost but also a counterparty risk, because in some cases, in order to find a solution, you go with processors that are not fully licensed.
So payments and how do you process it is really a business decision as well. So, for example, which country you are focusing on and where are your clients at. So when we talk about Southeast Asia, then the only thing that matters is fast execution, so withdrawals and deposits within seconds. And today, stable coins are the ones that provide this, and the platforms are the ones that provide this expectation that clients have towards brokers. So I would say that it's not that it's the client demand that actually dictates how and what we need to implement as businesses, I think, and as well the risks. And when we talk about regulation and counterparties, right? That what is your risk appetite, and can you afford this kind of risk in general? If you're a very regulated broker, then you might not even be able to tolerate the risk of using all the local payment gateways and all the good solutions that apparently work, right? But again, you have this constant competitive landscape that you need to think about. So regulations are always for financial markets. I think it should be built, and how I view this is it should be built into your business as a business model in general, right? So you cannot go around it. So it needs to be part of your business as when you're planning it. But yeah, I think because of the client demands is specifically Southeast Asia, I'm just going to repeat that, is fast withdrawals, no problems, just get it out, get my money and get it out. So a lot of development in that area can happen, definitely, like more better solutions, etc., very adaptive environment. But yeah.
Before I pass the word I wanted to ask to Chokri the same question. But so, yeah, one thing interesting is I know that in some cases there are some clients, because you spoke about the speed for deposit and withdrawal. So I know sometimes many countries in Asia, there are clients who actually they deposit, then withdraw the same day, and then only after they check how many days it takes, then they deposit again and start trading, right? They still do this.
Absolutely true. This is like they're testing you, because again, like thousands of brokers operating in Southeast Asia, so they just put in $10, take it out, and see if whatever you told me that it's going to be in 5 minutes, is it true or not? And then you need to start educating them. No, but you used Swift or you used that, you know. So it all actually, like customer service, when you talk about AI and having customer service there, you always need this human touch there to explain what is happening as you're using services like us. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, payment. It's always a problem for broker. So I believe stablecoin, yeah, it's the solution for now, and I believe in like local payment solutions for each country. If any country offer a license, full brokerage license, you will have the local payment solutions and with less fees. Now they are charging 7, 8, 10%. So which is too much, huge. If, for example, let's take the example of UAE. There is a category 1 license. You get local bank account, card payment, everything with less cost. I know the license, it's cost too much, especially the people that you hire, it's really high. So, but it's a solution. It's the best solution for me. I can see it because cross-border payments is very, very, very expensive and high risk also.
Thank you. I think we are running out of time, so I hope that you learned something today. I wanted to thank all the speakers, and thank you all for listening.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.